What's good, YouTubes? The Yugi Collector here, 6741. I'm here with Hanzilla84. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, you guys, YouTube. This is Hanzilla84. I'm from San Bernardino, California. Weirdest places of all time. But I'm coming here to show you guys a deck that I just came and topped at a locals recently with. It's called Synchro Heros. I think you guys might enjoy this one.
Alright, so give us the breakdown. What's the deck about?
Alright, so far I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the monsters inside the deck. Just real quick. So far, right now, we're running 3 Rose Warrior of Revenge. They took Stratos, so why not run her? Next, running 3 Photon Thrashers. Great setup. Start off before you summon Rose, you know the deal. Next, run Summoner Monk. If you don't top any of the Rose Warriors or the Photons, search for Rose Warrior of Revenge. You can either Synchro or Exceed. It's your choice.
That's good stuff.
3 Alias. He's obviously the E-Hero you want to use in the deck. He's a great start, great addition. He's your level 4, goes with Rose.
19 beater.
19 beat stick, you know the deal. 3 Bubble Man. You guys seen Bubble Beat before? He comes the same premium package. He's used in multiple ways. Fusion, Synchro, and Exceed. Great card. Gores, just in case you don't draw anything you want. Perfect setup. Treg, if you have backfield, great card to make sure that you still have some cards in your hand while you keep them on the field. And he can be used for the Exceed and Synchro and Fusion Summon. Honest, you already know. Alias, Shining, great card.
And Thrasher.
And Thrasher if you want to go there, yeah. And last but not least, the stall card, just in case you're waiting for the cards to come to your hand. Battle Fader, great card. It helped me so many times in this tournament. It was just random, but it was a great tech. So, and that's for our monsters. Now I'm going to start with the traps before I start with the spells because there's more spells than traps in this set.
Okay.
Obviously, Trap Stun is the only real card you're going to really need in this deck so far. It has saved me through countless traps. I know you can't counter traps, but it folds them into forcefully activating their counter traps so that way you can get your perfect setup.
Very good.
So, and as for the spells, it's a pretty big list, so bear with me.
So those are the only 3 traps?
The only 3 traps in the deck.
Oh, wow. Just 3.
So far, we'll play with 1 Pot of Duality. You do not want to slow yourself down. 1 Pot of Duality searches out anything. You're good.
Okay.
2 Warrior Returning Alive. Start the Bubble Beat combo. You can either Synchro, Exceed, or Fusion, or Synchro, Exceed, or Fusion. Perfect setup. Rhoda.
Because he's at 1.
Every card practically in the deck is Warrior. Perfect. Because it's at 1, so why not? 2 E-Call. Your E-Hero targets. Obviously Bubble Man, Alias. Perfect. That's why there's pretty much 3 Rhodas in the deck.
Why didn't you choose to run a 3rd E-Call?
I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm still testing.
Okay.
So, 2 Night Beam, especially for the players that like to play counter traps. Great setup to get around the counter traps so that way you can go ahead and start your combo. MSTs, bait out the other trap cards or spell cards that they might have face down. Gemini Spark, just like MST. You just want to bait out, or if they have a big monster and you want to go ahead and get Alias in the graveyard, use it up, draw a card. You might end up drawing a Miracle Fusion. Your choice.
+1.
Poly, I only choose to run at 1 because I'm not always going to have the monsters in my hand to go ahead and Fusion Summon. I just want to bait my opponent out first. But if it's the last resort, it's the best way. This is good for late game. 2 Super Poly. You only need 2 so far from what I've run because I haven't really had a problem with it. I just don't want to dump too many cards from my hand. I want to at least have hand presence. So, great card. And snatches almost anything because you're running so many E-Hero Fusions. So, and last but not least, 3 Miracle Fusions.
Miracle Fusion.
Great card. Like I've always won late game with this card. Pretty much anything that's in the graveyard, at least 1 E-Hero at best, or 1 on the field and something in the graveyard, you have multiple natural fusions to use from. Great card to add in there. And that's for those spells.
Now we go to extra deck.
Now for the extra deck. Extra deck is my first time, so we're going to start with the Exceeds. Blade Armor Ninja. You know the... Oops, I thought I was running 3. Only 2 Blade Armor Ninjas in this format right now. You start the Bubble Beat combo, you can always use this to go ahead and just overpower, and then he's also a win target for Great Tornado. Utopia, keep yourself alive. This is the only way you're going to be able to do it. If you don't draw into the cards you need, Utopia is a great start. Light target for Shining.
Alright.
2 Excaliburs. Same situation as Blade Armor Ninja. That's just in case you think you know you have game. You do not want to just use him out of random, or you want to keep at least 1 monster in the field. Also another target for Shining. Vylon de Sigma. I think he's a great card over Big Eye any day of the week, as I've snatched Big Eye many a times with this card. Also a light Shining target.
And he's cheaper.
And he's way cheaper. I'm not spending $108 on this. So you might as well just accept that. Gainer. He's an iffy. I haven't been able to use him yet, but there was one time I did use him. It was against BLS. Funniest situation, but I'll explain that later. Another light target for Shining.
So those are all the Exceeds.
And that's the Exceeds. Now for the fusions. You obviously guys are going to know. Shining, great card. Must run. Well, if you Miracle Fusion with him, remove the 2 Heroes from play, or 1 at least. He gets 300 for each. When he goes to the graveyard, not removed from play, add those 2 cards back to your hand. Great card. Escary Dow, I've used maybe once or twice this format. He's just great for Super Polytech. That's all I can really use him for. Absolute Zero saved me countless times because they do not want to attack in Absolute Zero, and it's great against Mermail. They're going to load their field up. For every reason, he gets the 500 boost for each Mermail on the field. Great card.
That's not bad.
So, Nova Master against Fire Fist. That's all I've used them for. Super Poly off of their Fire Monster, then pop that monster and draw a card.
Or Fire Kings.
Or
that
Fire
Hazy
Kings.
Flame.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's all he's Super Polytech. I haven't been able to use him. Great Tornado, but he's against Harpies in case I do run into a Harpy player, or even any other deck for that matter. But good tech. And he's good for Blade Armor.
And you're going to target.
There you go. And he's the Machina killer. Pretty much anything with a big attack on it, he's snatching it, he's going to kill it. Super Poly, Miracle Fusion, you know the deal. Great tech against Earth creatures.
So those are fusions.
And those are the fusions. Now, last but not least, there's only 2 synchros in this one to make it a full 15. Stardust, excellent, because in case I want a Miracle Fusion, I'm going to synchro with Rose first, get him on the field so they cannot bottomless my target. Comes in, and he's also a great Tornado target. And last but not least, Colossal Fighter. Almost the entire deck is practically Warrior. And if I'm running against a Warrior deck, that's a plus for me. He's also an Escary Dow target. Good to go. So, that's how Synchro Heroes roll.
And you say you got 3rd place with this deck?
Yeah, I luckily got 3rd place, but I got a little worried at this tournament because I was still questioning a couple of rulings, but I did pretty decent, I feel. I think I could have done better, so I'm going to keep working on it to make sure that it does get better.
So what is your main concern about the ban list and the changes so far this year?
I don't have really too many concerns. All I can tell everybody on YouTube is be creative with what you build. If you see something online and you go, okay, that's what I'm going to build, everybody's going to see it, so everybody's going to go ahead and play it. And that's going to be your only weakness, that everybody knows what you're playing. This I put together because not too many people are running E-Heroes. And since they killed Stratos, which isn't a big deal since we have 3 E-Calls, Rose is the same thing. Rose can do the same thing that Stratos couldn't do, so why not?
Well, that's a very nice deck profile, sir. Any other final words you have?
Well, I just want to thank the 2 people that helped me make sure that this came together. I'm going to go ahead and thank the collector here, Collector6741, because it wouldn't have even been a deck without his help. And I'm going to also give a shout out to my twin, Austin. I know you might not be watching this, but if you do, this deck was based on you too, buddy. So, deuces.
Show that heroes still got life.
So, thank you, YouTube. I am Hanzilla84, and you just watched Synchro Heroes.
Alright, YouTube, that is the Yugi Collector 6741's interview with Hanzilla and his Synchro deck. So please rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all at the next video.
Deuces.